Hello and welcome everybody to Talking Golf Tuesday, May 16th, when I'm going to publish this. I want to talk to you, this is a Ping I-20. I want to talk to you about flex on your shafts, okay? I like to play blades. I like to play cavity back. I like to play all sorts of things. But universally, my favorite flex of shaft is a regular flex or a senior flex shaft. And this started all the way back when I was in college, okay? Because I was a big golfsmith enthusiast, and so I would buy lots of golfsmith stuff. I'd make clubs for people, because I worked on a golf course, for people who worked on the golf course or other high school kids mostly who were just like, I want a set of clubs, and I would help them out and build them a set. And usually I'd have them build the set, and so they kind of had that connection with it. And some of them still have them today, and they're just like, oh, I remember when we built that set, you know, and so when you build your own set, you kind of connect with it. Either way, I built myself a whole bunch of clubs, and I found out this was, I think, West Coast, okay, California, you know, Nevada, Arizona, lots of those golf courses. And when you have that hard pan clay, you know, on some of these municipal courses, or in the native, right? When you come down on that ball, it's jarring on your wrists and elbows, and it's just like, ow, stop it. That's how I sounded in college. And so I put in a regular flex shaft on one of my sets, and I was like, oh wow, this seems, I'm not sure scientifically, but it seemed less jarring. And so I was like, oh, I like this. And this is when I would come down on clubs really hard. Like my pitching wedge went 150, I'll never forget. Pitching wedge, 150, played it back in my stance a little and just always came down on it as hard as I could. Because watching TV, they were like, you want that compression. Come to find out, it wasn't compressing against the turf, I was just hitting it, but whatever. So I was swinging pretty hard, and that regular flex shaft just felt right to me. Wedges, senior flex, just like I would put in, I like them a little, whippy is the wrong word when you have a club that short. Does that make sense? It just saved my wrists and my elbows. That's my preference. Some people hit my clubs and they're just like, it feels weird, man, because they're not used to it. But I am, so I really like it. I've hit all sorts of clubs with stiff flex, extra stiff, you name it. So the Ping I-20 teaser review is coming up sometime this year. I was out on the range hitting this, and I was like, this feels like my old clubs. And I looked at it, and sure enough, regular flex shaft. I was like, yes, I love that so much. I almost bought a set of Titleist blades about a month ago, and they had extra stiff flex shafts in them. I'm like, no. I don't think, there are very few tailor-made blades that came out in the last 10 years that were sent from factory with regular flex shafts. So let me know your thoughts in the comments below. What flex do you love and why? For me, I'm not a snob about it, but when push comes to shove, I'll choose a regular flex shaft in my irons all day long. As far as my fairway wood and driver, subscribe, and we'll talk about that in a future video. But for now, I want to talk about fantasy golf. As you all know, Jason Day won at the Byron Nelson, which is super exciting. I don't think he has a contract. Last time I heard, he was playing a Ping driver with like tailor-made fairways. Anyway, we can discuss his equipment in the comments below. But either way, he won. I think I had him on my team, and I think I finished in the top 10. Either way, here is the list of the weekly top 10 finishers and the season leaders. This is just the Vintage Golf League on PGA Fantasy Golf. If anybody watching wants to join us on Fantasy Golf, it's super easy, it's free. Just every week, you just choose your lineup, and if your players do better than everybody else's, then you're here on the top 10 leaderboard. So everybody's welcome to join, it's free. And next week, we have the PGA Championship, which is always thrilling. It attracts the big names from all over the world, so I'm excited. Who do you think is going to win? Will it be one of the big names like DJ? No idea, but I'm going to choose my lineup, and you should choose yours too. This is your reminder. Set your lineup now before the PGA Championship starts. This is one of the majors, so get involved now. And I'm going to be watching intently this weekend. I really appreciate my patrons. Thank you so much for your support. It's wonderful getting messages, talking about things. Like, for example, Seth, and I were talking about like the PAL versus the cushion, how the shaft enters the hosel, or however they're, And so we're talking about looks of pink putters. I really appreciate my patrons. Oh, Jesse also, from, Canada, and I were talking about the PAL putter. This is a PAL putter. I like the PAL a little bit more than the cushion, but the cushion is unique in its own way. So, I love talking with my patrons. Thank you so much for your support. It's wonderful. And another way you can support the channel, if you don't want to join us on Patreon, just $1 a month, you get some behind the scenes pictures and videos. We like to chat. You can visit my Amazon shop. I'll put a link in the description below. I am an Amazon associate. I make proceeds from qualifying purchases. Thank you everybody for watching. If you enjoy this, please subscribe. I am The Vintage Golfer.